All right, so we've got two of these graph sheets. All right. I think I struggle explaining this more than anything else we do. But I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. All right, so look at number one. Everybody's got a color pencil, right? You only write your final answer in the color pencil. They want you to first graph on number one what sine of x looks like. Everybody has to memorize this. This is your parent graph for sine of x. You got to memorize that. You're going to have to memorize when it says sine x, you got to know it looks like that. Yep. So it goes up to 1, then back to 0, down -1, back to 0. Okay? So when it says sine x, we're drawing that graph. All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to look at our new problem right here they want us to graph, and we're going to find our 4 answers from that, just like we did on the chart the last couple of days. All right, so amplitude, 3. It's always the number in front, it's 3. All right, period. The formula is 2 pi over k. Y'all remember where we get the k from?
Yes, 2 pi.
It's the number in front of x. There's a 1 right there, so 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. Okay, phase shift. Why is there not a phase shift? And location change is up 2. All right, so we've got 2 things we have to adjust for. Okay, we have to do a location change of up 2, and we've got to do an amplitude of 3. Period, it says 2 pi. Well, look, the period is already 2 pi. Ariana, all that is where you start, how long it is, and you can see the original graph is 2 pi anyway, so we don't have to make an adjustment for that. All right, so here's a question. You got to change amplitude and location change. Which one do you need to change first? Always start in the back and work your way to the front. All right, so location change says up 2. Now we're going to move everything up 2. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a dotted line up 2. That's moving my x-axis up 2. All right, now move every point up 2. We move this point. This point, this point, this point, and this point. There we go.
I'm so confused.
Okay, ask a
So
question.
then you had a 3 or 4 line?
All right. First thing I did, you got to put a dotted line up 2. You've done that. Okay, now, every point you see right here, move it up 2 spaces. So that one, 1, 2. That one, 1, 2. That was 1, 2. Move every point up 2 spaces and redraw your sine graph. All right, good now? Good on that step. All right, the last thing we have to do on this problem is adjust our amplitude. This is the one you guys need to draw in a color. I'm going to use this one, it shows up really well. All right, here's the thing about the amplitude. Y'all see this point, and this point. You don't move those. How come? It's on the x-axis. Or actually, it's on our new adjusted x-axis, the dotted line. You don't move those. All right? Casey, for the other ones, any place you went up 1, it now says you got to go up 3 because your amplitude's 3. So from the dotted line, 1, 2, 3. From the dotted line, down 1, 2, 3. This is your final graph. Okay, go ahead. So, draw that in green, that in green, that in green. You don't move the ones on the x-axis. You just go ahead and color over them. Right. And this one here, instead of going up 1, you go up 1, 2, 3. Uh-huh. And this one, instead of going down 1, you go down 1, 2, 3.
I'm doing it all wrong.
It's 3 from the dotted line. 1, 2, 3.
Let me see what you're doing all wrong.
Yep, that's why we draw the dotted line.
Is that it right there, Simmons?
Good.
Now what I do?
Connected.
What you got, brother?
Sign it out. Who's next? Question?
No.
All right, let's go to number 2.
Yeah, it is.
Ernesto, you good on that one?
No, I didn't question.
All right, ask a question.
Come here real quick, please. No.
Hey, it's not here. You don't know the right answer.
Okay, no. Hey, you got black?
Yeah, I got black.
It ain't a color.
Thing should have been right there. From the x-axis.
Color though. See what I done?
What you do? Color that dot, and that dot, and that dot in purple, blue. Alright.
Oh,
Then,
I guess
where you
I
went up one, you gotta go up.
I guess that's not the other
One,
one.
2, 3, so 5 point. And this one says down one, go down 1, 2, 3, go there. Alright, let's go to number 2 now. Alright, so we have a new graph we have to learn on number 2. Now it says cosine. So, the only ones I'm going to make y'all memorize are sine and cosine. We're not going to do any of the other graphs, alright? So I think everybody can memorize sine and cosine. Cosine starts at 1, goes to 0. Alright, so I need y'all to plant those 5 points. Remember, this shape is not a V. It has to be curved like handlebars on a bicycle. So it's like that right there. That's your graph for cosine.
Damn. Start at 1.
Fellas that can't be straight like the girls that private got.
Alright, now, you guys find your 4 answers that go right here. Find your 4 answers, please. That stuff, that's just filling in the chart. That's stuff everybody can do. Whoa. Fill in your 4 answers off your new graph. So y'all have to write down, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't draw it for you. Y'all have to write down amplitude, period, phase shift, and location change, and find your 4 answers. All right, we ready? All right, here we go. Amplitude for our new problem is 1. Period for our new problem is 2 pi. All right, now there is a phase shift on this one because I got parentheses. What's the phase shift going to be?
-3 pi over 2.
-3 pi over 2. Let me show you how I got that. Take the second number in the parentheses, make it -3 pi over 2, divide it by 1, so it's just -3 pi over 2. There is no location change. Those are your 4 answers. We good there? All right, so guys, on this one, there is only one thing we got to change. Amplitude didn't change. The period didn't change. There is no location change. All we have to do is a phase shift. And if you guys remember from yesterday, I'm pretty sure I showed y'all one of these. Phase shift is pretty easy. All right, all you do on phase shift, new girls, y'all watching? All we do is shift it to wherever it says. It says shift it to -3 pi over 2. Take your graph, shift it down here. So instead of starting it there, I started at -3 pi over 2. Draw your shape. This is your final answer, so this one needs to be in color.
Should have
The only one to draw your color is your final graph. All right, I need to show you again what I did with it. The phase shift. Hey, if it helps you guys to write this on your paper, let me show you what you can write. Above the phase shift, it's just going to move it this way. The location change is going to move it this way. So if they want me to move it to -3 pi over 2, find it on your graph, slide it down to -3 pi over 2. It's the same length. The amplitude hadn't changed. We just slid it down. That wasn't an easy one. There was just one thing we had to adjust for on that one. All right, ready for 3?
I'm ready for it.
Ready for 3?
No.
New girls, y'all ready for 3? Yep. All right, so now we are back, and I've got a different graph, but it's okay. We are back to doing sine x. So, set. That's just like number 1. You got to have it memorized what it looks like. So I start here, go up 1 there, down 1. That is my graph for sine x. Everybody draw that. You got to have that memorized. All right, now let's find our 4 answers. Did I give y'all a place on this one to write your 4 answers?
Yes,
I did not. So y'all need to write a column for amplitude, period, phase shift, and location change. I think after this problem, I think after number 3, I think I've got them for 4 and 5.
You got it 4 times. I know what you're doing
All right, so let's write our answers in now. Y'all give me the answers. What's the answer for amplitude?
Two.
Period.
Pop.
Phase shift, none and none. All right, we'll stop here and see if anybody has a question. New girls, y'all good on those 2? Okay. All right, so I've got to adjust for this, and I got to adjust for this. Where do I start? Start in the back and work your way to the front. All right, so the next one I think is going to be the hardest one. I think anytime you have to change the period, it's the hardest one. All right, so let's look at what we've got. Right now, I start at 0 and I go to 2 pi for my original, for my parent graph. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces on your graph, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, so now they want us to shrink it and just go to pi, which is 2 spaces on your graph. So I've got to draw the same shape, but I've got to shrink it. It's got to start here and finish here. So all I'm going to do is put a dot there, there, and there, and now I can draw the same shape.
Is that in color pencil?
That is not in color pencil because that is not our final graph.
Because we gotta go up, man.
Now we got to go up and do our amplitude, but you got to do the steps separately. If you're really, really smart and can do them all in one step, you're better than me. I have to do them step by step.
I'm just better than.
He's better.
All right, now we do our final graph.
That guy.
He's not even him.
All right, final graph. Amplitude, you guys remember, the dots on the x-axis stay on the x-axis, right? You never move those. We got to go up 2, so 1, 2, and right here I got to go down 2, draw your shape.
Whoa.
Okay? Do you understand the part where I squeezed it into pi? 2 spaces. Okay? For amplitude, here's what I did. I put a dot here, here, and here. You don't move them if they're on the x-axis, Ariana. You leave them where they are. The only thing I had to change, instead of going up 1 there, I had to go up 2. And where I went down 1, I had to go down 2. Draw your new sine wave, and you are completed with number
2 from where the x-axis is.
Yep. Counting up 2 from the x-axis and down 2 from the x-axis. You guys get a head start on number 4 while I'm answering questions.
Dylan said it's not that hard.
All right, question. Willie, sit in your desk, please. All right, we can go to 4.
Oh, we gotta do all.
All right, number 4 I think is going to have 3 changes.
Yeah.
It might have 4 changes. All right, first thing we got to do, we got to graph the parent graph. So, all right, Ariana, you were supposed to have memorized by now what cosine looks like. It starts here. Remember, it looks like handlebars on a bike. Yeah, you will. We're going to do it for days. You'll have it memorized.
Wait, is this gonna be on the test? Friday?
This is on the quiz Friday. Just a quiz Friday. We'll have a test on it later. We'll add some stuff to it. All right, any question about the parent graph? What cosine looks like?
No, sir.
All right, next I want y'all to answer your 4 questions. Give me an answer for amplitude, period, phase shift, and location change. All right, go.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. So amplitude, what's the amplitude for that problem? Everybody good with 2?
Yes, sir.
What's the period for that problem?
2 pi.
2 pi. All right, look, that didn't change. I won't have to worry about that. It stayed 2 pi. I'm glad that one didn't change. That's the hardest one. What's the phase shift going to be? You flip the sign on this one, divide it by 1, so it's negative pi. All right, location change is
1.
up 1.
Gotta do 3 changes.
So you just move every point up one on location change?
Alright, question about my 4 answers?
No.
Alright, so now we're gonna start in the back and work our way up to the front. So now I'm gonna get me a different color. You guys do your first couple changes in regular pencil, you can draw your last change in a color. Alright, location change says I gotta move everything up 1. First thing I want y'all to do, draw a dotted line up 1, that's our new x-axis.
So at one.
Up 1 from 0, so yes, at 1.
So it's where it's already at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Second step, Ariana, you gotta now move every point up 1 space. Up 1, up 1, up 1, up 1.
It should look like this.
Alright, looks like what I got on the board.
Looks like the same.
I moved everything up 1, same shape.
Hang on.
Okay.
Ain't too many color pencils.
Now face shift, you just move the very left all the way to negative.
Oh, crap.
That is not what I got.
You didn't say cuss word, Louise.
Alright, here we go, next change. This is the one that, oh no, the phase shift is easy. Period's the one that's hard. Alright, next one. What's it say we gotta do? We gotta shift it over to negative pi.
Yeah.
So here's negative pi, right? So that first point, I just slide it back there and draw the same shape. It's like you're taking your shape and you're doing this. So it goes here, 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 here.
Oh my gosh, maybe I'm right.
Alright, so we got one more thing we gotta change. Question out.
Hold on.
No, I'm just saying.
I've done it that far out.
I shifted it back to negative pi. That's what it said to do. Remember, phase shift is left to right.
You got it?
I love it.
You got it right? I think so.
Alright, last thing we got. We gotta do amplitude.
This is our last
Was
one.
it at 3?
So this is the one that's in the color because this is our last thing we gotta change.
at 3?
Remember on amplitude,
It's
keep these
amplitude,
two on the
what?
x-axis. Don't change those two.
Wait, I colored you wrong.
You gotta bring
Alright, I gotta go up 2. So from here, 1, 2. From here, 1, 2. And from here down 2.
Oh my.
Schumann's got it.
Oh my gosh, you did it, yay!
Shut up.
Alright, that's number 4. Anybody got a question?
So if it's on that thing,
If it's on the x-axis, you don't move. Just draw it.
I keep coloring at the wrong.
Point right over.
Like
1, 2. Point. That one stays, that one stays, because they're on the x-axis. That one goes up 2.
gotta make pain.
You know what, G? I don't need
This
to.
one right here goes down. It's like a V. Needs to look like handlebars. Put some curve in it, Casey. Alright, we're good on 4. Last one on this paper. Go to 5. Alright, you guys go ahead and draw your parent graph for sine x. It's just like number 1 and number 3. Y'all can do that. And then answer your 4 questions. And we'll see how far you get. Alright, so sine x. Let me get back my regular pencil here. Sine x. There. Alright, so that's what we got for sine x. Write down your 4 answers. So amplitude's going to be 3. What's the period? Pi. Phase shift. Positive 2 pi or negative 2 pi? Let's see. You flip this sign. Got to make it positive 4 pi. You divide it by 2. So it is 2 pi. Phase shift is 2 pi. Is there a location change? No. Alright, so hopefully you got that far. Alright, there's 3 things we got to adjust for. I'm going to start in the back and work my way to the front. Alright, the first one's not bad. Phase shift just means left to right. So what do? Take my graph, I slide it over, and I start it right here at 2 pi. So there, I'm going to be out of room, so I'm just going to do this. Yeah, I shouldn't have gave y'all one where you got to slide it this far. That's on me. So I'm just going off the graph.
So to move it over,
You got to shift it over
Just
to
start
2
at
pi.
2 pi.
Started at 2 pi.
Oh, for some
Do y'all have room on your graph?
That looks like that.
Yep, good enough.
Oh, man.
Alright,
I'll take
question
that
on the
as a
first
L.
part. Alright, this is where they had questions in the first block. Next, we got to do a period of just 1 pi. let's go back and start from the beginning. Originally, the period was 2 pi. 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces when you started.
Now we gotta put it.
Now we got to put it in pi, which is how many spaces? From here to here, from 0 to pi, 2 spaces. So guys, I've got to start it here, and I've got to shrink that into 2 spaces. 1, 2. So I'm going to start it here and end it here. So I got to go there, there, there. There you go.
Wait, I thought we had to do that.
All right, so again, it had to be 2 spaces long. I had to start it at 2 pi because I've already shifted it over there. 2 spaces long, it should look like that.
I gotta see it.
All right, last thing's the amplitude. It looks like you guys are getting better at the amplitude.
Yep.
So amplitude, I keep these 3 the same. I got to go up 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and down 3. 1, 2, 3.
So do you go up 3 from
Yes,
the
sir.
X or
First
Go up 3 from your x-axis. 1, 2, 3. So amplitude stretches it out. Willie, why are you in the floor again? You don't know?
Back with her. That's why.
Sit in your desk like you're supposed to. All right, questions there? All right, we got one more of these sheets to do. Then we will take a bathroom break.